We are on week 4 of the program. Thank you so much for making it this far, and stay tuned because we're going to be adding on a few new exercises, and I want you to give it your all as we push through our final week. Welcome back to week 4 of the program, and welcome back to day 10. Thanks for tuning in. It's Frank here, and you know it's my 3 main goals to help you feel, move, and look better through mobility, training, and nutrition. And we are beginning our final week together. Can you believe it? Time has passed so fast. Stay tuned. We got a lot of awesome exercises today. We're going to be doing a 20-minute workout as usual. We have 45 seconds of work, we have a 15-second rest break in between, and we have 20 different moves. So as always, let's grab our water bottles, let's get hydrated, and let's smash today's workout. Right, let's get 15 seconds on the clock before we get started. Here we go. Get a little water as always, stay hydrated. And our first move, we have a squat stretch to one arm overhead reach. We're gonna be alternating sides. So what we're gonna do, it's gonna come down, squat, stretch, and then I'm just gonna bring one arm up, hang out down here at the bottom, bring the other arm up, and we are back up towards the top, right back down. Again, I like to push my knees out. We should be able to sit a little bit lower by now, but fear not, if you can't and you're only about here, that's fine. We're gonna just alternate the arms, going from each side, just looking for a little bit of extension, more range of motion. Again, you can come down here. If you're feeling kind of tight, you can kind of wiggle your toes a little bit, sit into this movement. We're just trying to get loose. So let's open up these arms, sit into the bottom of our squat stretch, and we will open it up. Almost there. Let's get one more. Let's wiggle. Boom. Let's finish strong. Arm reach. Nice. All right, next we got the squat to press. So getting our heart rate up a little bit. We've done this move before in the previous week, so we're gonna get into it. Pretend like we have some weights over our hand, and we're gonna squat and press. So down and up. Going into this body weight squat, pressing arms up. Even though we don't have any weight, we can still go through this movement, work our shoulders, we're working our legs. Again, as I'm pushing up through, my knees are soft here, okay? Down and up, as you can see from this side. Nice squat, I'm sticking the hips and the butt back. Keeping the arms just in front of the body. Abs are tight, getting that full extension. I wanna imagine that like my biceps are touching my ears. So nice squats, presses here. We're just moving down and up. Getting loose, we can move through these movements a little quicker now. We've done these before. Moving through it. All right, next we have a contralateral single arm, single leg ground touch. And all this means is contralateral, we're just opposite hand, the foot. So I'm just gonna come down. We're just still trying to get loose here. We're just getting balanced. So we're gonna use one hand, coming down, reaching. Again, if this is all you got, go ahead and come right back up. But we're trying to go for the ground. So it's all right if you bend the back a little bit, that's okay. We're gonna come up to balance. If you need to reset and tap your foot onto the ground, totally cool. Coming down slow, reaching, stretching. Again, watch that hip from rotating, keep it down, and then coming back up. Again, only go as far as you can. If you can only go to here, that's fine, and back up. But let's try and go all the way down, one hand to the ground, and then coming back up. Again, if we're doing a traditional Romanian deadlift, we would be here, keeping the back flat as possible. But we're going towards the ground. We're just trying to stretch it out a little bit, getting loose. Coming all the way down, nice touch. Coming back up to the top, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing onto the other side. So all I'm gonna do is just switch legs. We'll stay in this exact same spot here. Again, contralateral, opposite hand to foot, and we're gonna be working our way down. So coming down, nice balance, hinging at the hips, the knees are soft, reaching down for the ground, nice stretch. Again, one side might feel a little bit different than the other. That's why it's always good. And I like to do these single leg movements from time to time, and especially in this program, we're doing a lot of it. But we can get more in tune with our body as you work one side at a time. So if you feel like you have one side that's a little bit tighter, maybe after you finish this workout, you can try and stretch that other side out just a little bit more. And we're reaching down and up. Again, as I'm coming down, I'm trying to keep my head just looking straight down on the ground. I don't want to put it up too much. Don't want to put any unnecessary strain onto the neck. Let's sneak in one more real quick. Boom, nice. All right, so next we're gonna have our bent over straight arm kickbacks, and then we'll go over to bent over reverse flies. So with this move, we're gonna have our core engaged, kicking our arms straight back. We're gonna be squeezing our lats in the back of our arms. So bent over, kicking back. And again, we don't have any weights. And if you wanted to, you could, but again, this program doesn't require any. So I'm bringing my arms back. I'm in this bent over position. I'm squeezing the lats. I'm squeezing the back of my triceps. I'm even retracting the shoulder blades just a little bit. I'm keeping my stomach pulled in tight. Nice squeezes here. Again, we want to build that mind-muscle connection. So really work on squeezing those muscles as hard as you possibly can. Because even when you add 2 or 3 pound dumbbells in the future, and doing other programs, you'll really feel it. So keep everything tight. Pinch those shoulder blades, squeeze the lats. Keep that core tight. Nice squeeze, good. All right, so we'll go over to the bent over reverse fly. Same similar thing, except the arms, instead of going straight back, we're leading with those knuckles. And we're trying to pinch those shoulder blades together. So bent over, hip hinge, knees just a little soft, knuckles, and then we're squeezing the shoulder blades. Again, even in this bent over position, I'm working my abs and my lower back just by staying here stationary. My stomach's pulled in. Every rep I come up, exhale. Inhale on the way down, exhale. And just focus on squeezing that back. Get used to squeezing the shoulder blades and squeezing this muscle here. Because even if you have weights in your hands, if you're not doing this properly, you're not going to get the most efficient use of your muscles here. So just make sure you're contracting hard, pinching the middle back. Again, back is flat. And if you have to stay a little bit more over and you can't bend down as low, that's fine. But again, try and maintain that flat back. Nice squeeze in the shoulder blade. All right, so now we have the reverse lunge to world's greatest, and then we're gonna do this on the opposite side. So all roads lead here. In the very, very beginning, we had a modified version of this stretch. We're throwing it all together. So reverse lunge. We're dropping back, hand comes down, and then we're gonna push off and step together. Now again, if you can't go all the way down still, no big deal, just go to here, or maybe even a half rep, hand down, just go to here, and then push, and then step up. But if you can, take it all the way back, use that hand as a guide, drop that forearm, and I like to try and drop that forearm into the end step of the foot here. So as you can see, I'm down there, hanging out down there, abs tight, push and step together. This is a nice mobility drill here. We're still working the legs, inner thighs, glutes, but we're working that range of motion. Open up the hips. And I'm gonna come up and step. Dropping it back, reaching towards the ground. Nice stretch. And to the top. And again, we'll just do that same thing on the opposite side. So one leg is forward, one leg's reaching back. Again, go as low as you can. We're just still trying to get loose here and open things up. So we'll have one leg forward and we're dropping back. And dropping the hand down. This side's a little bit tighter for me and that's okay. Pushing and stepping up together. Again, as I'm coming down here, you can use your hand on the thigh if you need some support. Let that hand reach. And again, watch this elbow from being too far forward. Bring that arm back. Drop down in step of the foot. And then you're gonna push. Use the hand onto the knee if you need help. Again, we're driving through the heel. Inhale, breathe in. Nice stretch. And then up, exhale, push, and step together. If you're feeling a little bit better, you don't need to use the hand on the thigh, that's fine. Just go ahead and drop here. Use the hand that's onto the ground, push. Stepping up, let's sneak in one more. Drop, and push, and up together. All right. Next, we got a inchworm push-up negative to knee push-up. So what I want to do here is I really want to work this full range of motion. We've done some knee push-ups, but let's check this out. So inchworm, we're coming down, walking it out, nice stretch here, and then work the negative. Even if you can't do a push-up yet, you can come all the way down slow, and then knees, reset plank, walk it back, all the way up to the top. Boom, so we're stretching the hamstrings. Again, we're working our abs, we're feeling our shoulders, walking the hands out, plank position. Again, focus on this negative. Go down slow. Nice control, even if you flop, all right, that's okay. Knees back up, reset plank, walk it back up to the top. Again, I always like to say we're about 20 to 30% stronger on these negatives. So really focus on lowering your body down slowly. That's how we're gonna build this upper body strength. Knee push up, plank, let's walk it back. All right, so we're not done yet. We're doing it again. We're repeating this one. And I like to do this one twice because it's gonna get that little extra push so we can get a little bit stronger, all right? Let's try it again. Same thing. If you had a hard time the first time, let's see if we can get that little extra range. Try and hold it a little bit longer. Really embrace this negative. Go slow, slowly let yourself down. Knee push up, reset the plank. We're bringing it back up to the top. And if you're already past this and you feel it's a little too easy, feel free. You can do the regular push-up, okay? You don't have to do the knee. So we can come down, nice negative, nice control. If you got it in you, push up. If not, no big deal, knee push up. Reset plank, bringing it back, up to the top. Feeling your arms yet? Let's work that chest. We'll drop it down. Knee push up, adduct, bring those elbows in, squeeze the chest, reset. And we are back up to the top. I know some of these were going a little bit longer, but that's okay. So new move, Cossack squat, okay, or Cossack squat. Legs out wide. We're just gonna drop to one side for the time being, point the toes out. We're gonna sit into it, all right? So I'm dropping into here, I'm pushing my hips and my butt back. You can elevate the foot, you don't have to, you can keep it flat right there, but I find if I wanna go a little bit lower, boom, I can drop it just a little bit more. So I'm pointing my toes out, my knees are soft. I'm keeping my thigh in line with that toe. I'm dropping down, I'm sitting into this move, and I'm coming right back up. And we're just gonna stay on one side. And then dropping it down, nice stretch. Coming up, this is really gonna open up the inner thigh and the groin. We're just dropping it down into this movement. Nice push. Again, if you can only go so low, just go there. It's almost like a side lateral lunge, except we're staying stationary. So let's drop. Nice stretch, and up together. All right, so we're gonna maintain this position because now we're gonna hit the other side. So for this Cossack squat, we're just gonna go to opposite side. Again, opening up the groin, the inner thigh. We're just keeping that thigh in line with that toe, going in that direction. So we're dropping down. Boom, again, I like to rotate, or I like to drop that foot up just a little bit, get that little extra stretch, and coming up. But if you can't go as low, just drop to that side. Again, pushing the hips and the butt back, dropping right there. Again, as you can see from this side, if I'm out here, I'm dropping down. My back is relatively flat. I wanted to keep it as flat as possible. So again, as I drop down, getting that nice stretch, and I'm pushing up and together, right? So let's keep it going. Nice drop, nice stretch, open up that inner thigh, groin. We're dropping into that side. Coming up, embrace the stretch. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Good. All right, next we got an alternating side plank T rotation. So we're gonna be down onto the ground and we're just gonna be rotating from side to side, working our core. So here we go. So we have alternating side plank, T rotation. Now when I come down, I'm gonna get in that plank position. I'm gonna slowly rotate. Feet are staggered, and I'm coming up. If you have to use your knees, no big deal. Look, I have one knee down, and I'm rotating side to side, so I'm getting in that plank position. You can drop to the knee again. Pretty straightforward. As I have my knee down, I can rotate. But if you can, let's see if we can keep our hips up. This isn't too bad, but if you have to drop that back knee, no problem. And we're rotating side to side. Keep the hips up, we're rotating, dropping into regular plank to side plank. Getting a T rotation here. We're opening up the arms, getting loose. Boom, nice. All right. Next, we're gonna get down onto the ground and we got a reverse crunch with a hip lift. So we're gonna go flat on our back. And now, let's bring the legs all the way out. Bend the knees in, exhale, lift. And back out and down. Inhale on the way down, breathe in, bring the knees in, lift the hips. Try and hover the legs into the air. All right, by now on week 4, we should push ourselves just a little bit harder. Try not to let the feet to touch. If you have to let the feet to touch, I got it. But bring the knees in, lift the hips, exhale right there. That'll give you a little extra contraction. And if you have to do the 90 degrees, still no big deal, you're right here. Lift the hips and squeeze. But again, try and bring those legs all the way out. Bring them in. Exhale. Get that deep contraction in the stomach. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, squeeze. Nice hip lift. Boom. All right. And then we have a bent over rear delt raise. So now we're getting the back sides of the shoulder here. So we're staying in that bent over position just like we did the row and those straight arm kickbacks. Keep that stomach pulled in, abs tight, back is flat, up and out, and squeeze. Again, I want you to get good at activating your muscles here. So right here, you should be feeling that back side of the shoulder. Even without any weight, lead up with the elbows. Try not to engage your traps in your neck. Keep it relaxed. Working the back side of the shoulders, get a nice squeeze. Pause there for a second if you have to. Really accentuate that squeeze, because this is what it's all about. This whole program, like I said, is preparing you for everything else and all the other programs you do in life. You start here with the basics, you get the fundamentals, you build that mind-muscle connection, you'll go far with everything else. Just keep squeezing those delts. Nice contraction. Elbows out in front. All right. Following up with that, we're gonna go right into a bent over row. So in that bent over position, we're working our core, keeping that stomach pulled in, our hands out in front, and then we're just gonna pull those elbows in, retract the shoulder blades. So we're here, stretch, squeeze. Arms are coming down, pull those arms in and squeeze. We're rowing and squeezing it back, pinching those shoulder blades together. Again, my knees are soft, sticking my chest out, retracting that scapula, over rotate, exhale, squeeze the back. Again, watch the neck, keep that relaxed as possible. Nice stretch, pull and squeeze. Again, when you get to the top of this movement, pinch those shoulder blades as hard as you can, hard as possible. Get a deep squeeze, get a deep contraction. When you start adding weights, you'll feel it so much more. Let's keep it going. Nice squeezes. You can really get a lot of work. As you see, I'm breaking a sweat here, even without any weights. Next, we got a squat to reverse fly. So I'm gonna come down into a squat, and I'm just gonna open my hands and again, pinch my shoulder blades, okay? So I'll show you from the side here. I'm just gonna hold my hands out in front, squat, reverse fly. Coming down, squat, bringing the hands in, open up, reverse fly. So I'm pretending like I have some weights. Traditionally, if I had some weights in my hand, I would be bent over in that position. But again, since it is body weight only, I wanna sit into these movements, and I wanna focus on contracting the muscles I'm supposed to be working. So as I come into the squat, 3/4 bend, clench the butt cheeks, squeeze the glutes, pinch the shoulder blades. Again, as I squat and come up to the top, I don't lock out my legs, I keep them soft. Nice pinch. We're down and we're up. Hands out in front, squat, pinch the shoulder blades. As I come down, push those knees out and squeeze. All right, next, we got an alternating reverse lunge to lateral raise. So with this move, we're leading up with our elbows, just like in that bent over rear delt raise, except we're in an upright position. So we're just gonna be alternating back and forth. We're dropping down, leading up with the elbows. Down, leading up with the elbows. This is a really good compound exercise here that will work the sides of your delts, the shoulders, and also we're getting the glutes and the legs, hamstrings, quads, all that good stuff. So every time I step up, I'm trying to lead up with those pinkies and that elbows. Dropping back, inhale, exhale. And again, as I step up to the top, also notice how I'm keeping just a slight little bend in my leg. I'm trying to keep constant tension on my legs as I raise up. So we're dropping down, leading up with those elbows. Again, I want to make sure that my wrist and my arm is not higher than that elbow. I want to make sure that it's down below it so we engage that delt. All right, so next we have a sit-up double crunch negative. So this is the first time where I'm introducing the sit-up to you, okay? So this is what we're gonna do. We're down and we're gonna sit up and double crunch negative. I'm just gonna try and come down as slow as possible. Even if you come down quick, no problem. Try and sit up, double crunch position, negative. Trying to let it down slowly. Sitting up, feet into the air, and negative, because you notice in a double crunch, we're generally doing that, right? So full sit up, get in that double crunch position, and just drop the body as slow as you can. You're trying to fight your own body weight. Again, we're using that body weight as resistance, embracing the negative, working the core, elevating the legs. And again, also you'll notice I'm not pulling on my head. As I sit up and I do this position, my fingertips are just lightly behind. All right, and lastly, we have bicycles with a pause. Sometimes you'll notice people are just rushing through this movement. No need. We're gonna go really, really slow. So slow is fast, remember that. So bicycles with a pause, feet elevated. Let's twist and twist. And I just wanna hold this pause for just a few seconds. Again, my hands are lightly behind the head. We're not trying to rush through it and go crazy. We're just going slow. All right, this one you should definitely be feeling a burn by now, so going slow. So I want you to try and push through. If you have to drop a foot, I got it, all right? We're getting tired if you absolutely have to, but again, try and kick those feet and point those toes into the air. Every time you twist, exhale, take the air out of the diaphragm, get a deep contraction in those abs. Again, going nice and slow, focus on the rotation, nice twist, not pulling on the head. All right. Workout complete. All right, good job on finishing day 10. I'm so pumped that you made it here. Again, thank you so much for finishing this workout, and stay tuned because as we get into the day 11, we're gonna be working those hips and glutes a little bit further. So again, as always, push it to your absolute best. This is a very beginner basic program that still can be challenging. And again, we don't have any weights, and that's okay. That's why I created this series, is that I want you to get the foundations down. I want you to improve your range of motion so that way you can go further in other exercises and get that mind-muscle connection. It's so important. All the clients that I work with, whether in person or online, I stress that so much. I want you to feel the muscles that you're working. Don't rush through the movements, okay? So we've got 2 more days left in this program. And like I've said before, as you go in between these days, if you'd like to do a little active recovery, which could be just going for a walk, going for a swim, or maybe even going for a light hike if you feel like. That way you'll have a little bit of rest in between and you'll get some blood flowing throughout the body. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for completing day 10, and I can't wait to see you in day 11 on the next workout.